It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll get to see a pair of teams who fought multiple times in the Super Bowl. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Commanders, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Just outside of the nation's capital in nearby Landover, Maryland. Welcome in. We're getting a look at the enormous Northwest Stadium. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart on the call in this one. And Brock, got a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage, run after run, and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense can get that rhythm and run game going first is likely going to be your winner.
Ball teed up. Austin Seibert out for the kick. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. D. Eskridge to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua's early career, yeah, it was known for injuries. Maybe not being as durable and as available as you want in a top 10 pick. But the last few years, he's taken great strides to rewrite that narrative. Remember, this was a guy that rewrote the record books in Hawaii, won a national championship at Alabama, and nobody questioned the accuracy of that left arm. It was just the availability, well, that he's had to rewrite, and he's done a heck of a job.
Thrown right away, Tagovailoa. That's caught, Devon Achane. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Opening carry for Devon Achane. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's brought down for a loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Tua now from the gun. He puts some power on a deep one left. He's got it inside the 25. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A pickup there of 39. And it'll be first down, Miami.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you get an explosive play on a drive. In the NFL today, you're typically going to score. With that shot down the field, well, they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
That last shot took him right down to the front of the red zone. Here's first down. They motion a receiver left. Off the play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Barrios makes the catch. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Back to throw. Tua. Has a man. It's Achane. And he gets this forward to the 19.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Commanders with an extra DB out there to defend this third down. Tua off the play fake. And he'll take this across. Touchdown, Miami! The Dolphins finish up an excellent opening series. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Jason Sanders to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Sanders all set to send it away. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And, man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
He gets this one to McLaurin.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 32. Short pass brought in. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. Third and a lone yard coming up. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Commanders punting on 4th down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. He has it at the 22. And he's brought down before the return gets far. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be Dolphins football. Now we're going to see the Dolphin offense for their second drive of the contest. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, they're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. Still going inside the 35. There it is, touchdown Miami! The Dolphins get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Tyreek Hill the touchdown, his second scoring catch of the game. A quick second score for him, Brock, already, and we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker because we know in this league, When you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Dolphins drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Sanders all set to send it away. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Back out run the Commanders for their second drive of the game. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
3rd and short, Daniels. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jalen Ramsey comes up with it. And the Dolphins take over after forcing the first turnover of this ballgame. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of it. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
The Dolphins and Tyreek Hill headed back out on offense. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, wow, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
Motion man sent left. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. A-chain on the inside give. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. They go play action with Tagovailoa. Can't find anyone open, and he's forced to throw it away.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
4th down, and on comes Jason Sanders for the Dolphins field goal. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash. Aubrey puts it through. It sails right through. A beautifully placed football.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Sanders all set to send it away. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Eckler. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Here's 2nd and 14. And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds, so we've got 3rd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make him bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Picked up at the 38. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Man in motion here. 1st down, here's Tua. Rolling out to his left. And he's tackled for no gain.
Well, I think all quarterbacks have been there before. You start scrambling, you're hoping for something to materialize, and nothing does. You just try to get back to the line, live to play another day, and more importantly, avoid a loss.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here's A-Chain up the middle. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commander's territory. He gets him 7 yards, and that brings an end to our 1st quarter. That's the end of one, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. 17-0 is our score. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. They're looking down a 3rd and 3. They'll stick with A-Chain. And again, they stall him out at the line. He couldn't get it.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Now it's Jake Bailey who's out to punt this for the Dolphins. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. This offense making its way back out now. And they're still looking for their first signs of life on offense. Haven't even been able to get a first down off this defense just yet. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Another carry for Robinson. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. It's Cater Kohu up to make that play. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Daniels. Got a man. Oh, the football's loose. And the Dolphins got it. And Miami returns this to the end zone. Touchdown. The Dolphins grow their lead off the turnover. Well, Brock, we both know this. Some guys are only looking to make the tackle and end the play. Others come in hunting for the football and forcing fumbles in hopes of getting exactly what we just saw.
And it can be tough for these receivers. A lot of times, they know contact is coming, but they don't always get to prepare for it because they don't always see it.
Yeah.
And these elite defenses, well, they view a completed pass as just another opportunity to create that kind of fumble, and sometimes even a defensive touchdown.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins make it a 24-point ball game. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The offense headed back to the field. And in a 3-score game, Brock, they have to find a way to reestablish some control here. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. This ball's caught by McCaffrey. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 38. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Here's a counter give to Robinson. He finds space for a few yards that time. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Staying with Robinson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. He has the first over the middle. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Austin Seibert on to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders pull a little closer. It's a 17-point game now. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. Eskridge on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Miami set to take over once again on offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They send Hill right. On 1st down, they're going to start out with Achane. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Play made by Deron Payne. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Tua out of the pistol. Achane reels it in. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. This one's taken in by Hill. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Fields this at the 19. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. And they limit the damage, just a few yards on that gain. Jordan Poyer up from the secondary to make that stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that, but let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. To throw, Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
He'll get this one to Brown. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders chop some of the lead off before the half. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
Seibert now to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Dolphin offense taking over late in this half. And we're down inside a minute to play in the half, but that's enough time to get a drive together. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. That's Hill on the slant. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. Taken in by Smith. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Tua now from the gun. He's got Smith. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Tua off the play fake. Connects with the open man downfield. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end. because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
Tagovailoa on first down. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it deep downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins will add to their lead at the end of the half. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins take a 3-possession lead. Sanders all set to send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Second and 3 now. He's back to throw. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. That one vehemently swatted away. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down. That brings us to the break. The visiting Dolphins holding an early advantage. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far. But there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome you all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Sanders all set to send it away. Starting at the 10. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And it just feels like he's been fighting uphill since this one kicked off today, doesn't it? The mistakes just canceling out a lot of what he's been able to do offensively on the positive end of things. This defense, man, they have seized on the mistakes and made life difficult. First and 10 now from the 30. They put a receiver in motion right. Okay, the wide receiver is going to get it to begin the drive. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
2nd and 8. Finds him over the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. Daniels from the pistol. Connects on the crosser. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's enough for a first down. Nice find by the rookie quarterback from LSU.
That's one of those plays, Kate, where every position on the offense gets a gold star. They all did their job. Enough protection to allow the quarterback time to find his receiver, who went all the way from the right side of the field to the left side of the field to do some damage.
He gets this one to McLaurin. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Robinson. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
On first down, here's Daniels. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's keeping it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
Man in motion, headed right. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third down, 1 yard to go. Here's a give to Robinson. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for 1st and goal.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Here's Robinson. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
Once more, it's Robinson. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. Give him 4 yards, and they're sitting on 3rd and goal now.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Daniels, 3rd and goal. He couldn't hang on, Brock. It looked like a touchdown, but it slips right through his hands, and now it's 4th down.
I just hate that. I just hate to see that. Everything on the play was done so well. Everybody did their job, but you got to finish. You don't get many chances to make that type of play for your team. You got to come through on that touchdown.
Seibert's kick is up and good. And the gap closes to 14 points.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. Washington now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Dolphins are back on offense. Tua Tagovailoa out there once again. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run by Achane. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Waddle now in motion right. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
First down, ball at the 36. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Completed over the middle. This is ahead for about 5. Frankie Luvu there for the tackle. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Achane gets it. And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. Achane again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 4th down, and on comes Jason Sanders for the Dolphins field goal. This will be a 44-yard look. Aubrey puts it through, and that makes this a 3-score game.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Sanders all set to send it away. Return starts at the 9. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So nothing but a pair of field goals added to the board as we arrive at the end of our 3rd quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Finds him on the slant. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Daniels on 1st down. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball, left side. Now it's Terry McLaurin on the target. And now it's 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the gun, it's Daniels. Finds him on the crossing route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 28 out of that play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
I don't care how good a secondary you are, how loaded you are with talent. When you've got time to allow a receiver to work from one side of the field all the way to the other versus zone coverage, well, you're going to make a defense pay.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Again, Daniels to the air. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds.
This is an excellent job, Kate, right here by the defense to deny that big play and make them earn it offensively. If they want to reach the end zone, they're going to have to scrap and fight right through them.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Flush down out to his left.
Oh, man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. He evades them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
2nd and 3 now. Daniels now. Escapes out to the left. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Here's Robinson up the middle. Is across the line for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders get it back to within 2 possessions. All right, so the offense does its job, that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Seibert now to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Washington now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Dolphins headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the shotgun, a give to Achane.
It takes a coordinated effort by everybody offensively. O-line, tight ends, and of course those backs. Somewhere, somebody, well, they missed by just enough for the defense to break through and blow that play up.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Tagovailoa back to throw. Able to find Achane. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Running with Achane out of the gun. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. They'll stick with Achane, and he's brought down for a loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the thousandth time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or two ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Motioning left is Barrios. Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Rolling left, buying some time. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Jake Bailey's gonna kick it away. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Commanders set to take over. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Daniels back to throw. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and a defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. To the sideline, complete, and he's got the first down as he stays in bounds. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Daniels. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Kate, I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers. It's awesome with tight ends. But when you get that influence from your running backs, man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. Here's 2nd and 7. Buys time, rolling right. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. They have themselves another 1st and 10. To throw, Daniels. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Final timeout taken by the Commanders. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Looking to throw it. Searches from the pocket. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. That's incomplete on fourth down, and they'll turn over possession.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Dolphins breaking out the victory formation here as he goes to a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win for the visiting Dolphins. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Heward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Dolphins, your winners. As with that, we sign off from DC.